My name is B. Welcome back to your mat. So often we're drawn to our mat with this desire just to feel good, right? A lot of times we come onto the mat because something physically or mentally feels like it needs to be fixed. And one of my favorite teachers reminded me this week that the practice is not designed or intended rather just to make us feel good. Instead, it allows us to get more comfortable holding contradictory things. And right now we can see that in the world, getting caught up in the news, getting caught up in the fear of everything is fucked, right? At one point over the last 2 months, I'm sure you've said that or thought that. But then on the other hand, there is this realization in our immediate experience that actually life isn't so bad. Things aren't that far from normal, and everything is fine. And so the practice that we have to be up for is staying awake, keeping our eyes open enough to see both things, to hold both things. So within the practice, we can do that by finding that perfect balance between effort and ease. And we'll do that today by starting off with a lot of movement. So that typical vinyasa flow, we will move fast. But at the end of class, we'll take a nice long cool down. We'll hold some poses for a bit longer. So you get the opportunity to, again, experience yourself on both ends of the spectrum. And just from that experience alone, that experience of opposition, my hope is to remind you of your aliveness, your humanness, your fluidness, and that ability to shift. So we're going to start standing and come right into a forward fold at the top of the mat. You may want a block or something block-like at home, but you don't need it. So, top of the mat, feet about hip-width distance apart. Take an inhale to stretch your arms up. And as you exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees so that you can rest your belly on the top of the thighs there. And then grab opposite elbows. Let the crown of your head hang nice and heavy. Let the arm bones hang heavy so you get this nice tug on the rib cage. And you start to get some length in the hamstrings and the low back. Find your breath. Already begin to witness a pair of opposites, the inhale and the exhale. Each time you inhale, can you make a little more space? And as you exhale, can you settle into it? Keep that going on your own. It's almost like these inhales have a sharpness to them as you zone in on an area of the body that perhaps feels a bit tight or restricted when you have that full breath in. But then in contrast on the exhales, there is a natural softening, right? So we go from sharpness to softness. You kind of blur at the edges and just settle into your bones a little bit more fully. Take another breath here. And release the elbows. We start to move with the breath. Inhale, lift halfway up. Here's the start of your core work. Feel the low belly lift. The chest reaches forward. Exhale, fold back down. 2 more times like that. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Nice long spine. Exhale to lower. Last one. Inhale. This time as you exhale, plant your hands right away. Step back to your plank. Firm up your legs. Feel the quads hug to the bone. And then push your hands into the floor, but try and turn your heart forward. And it'll help to try and spin those elbow creases forward so that the chest can stay broad and you have room to reach the heart forward. Take a nice big full inhale. Exhale, lower to your belly. Those elbows hug the ribs. Low cobra, 3 times with the breath. Inhale, curl the heart up. Reach back through the elbow tips. Exhale to lower. Anchor the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften back down. Last one here. Use the strength in the upper back. Keep the neck long. Exhale. Fire up the belly. Press up to all fours or plank. Inhale. Down dog as you exhale. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. Push down through the thumbs and the index fingers. See if you can find a lift of the forearms, actually. But wrap those triceps towards the ears. Good. Now, you have the strength in the whole shoulder girdle to now reach the belly back towards the thighs. Feel the tailbone lift up. And let your heels get heavy. Feel the effort and the ease in this shape. For me, more effort needs to come from the upper body so that I actually have the ability to create more ease in my low back and hamstrings. For you, maybe more effort needs to come from your core to change the shape of your pelvis. And then maybe you're actually able to relax your neck a little more. All right, so just feel it out. There's always something to work on in this practice, and that's what keeps it endlessly interesting. Take another breath here. And walk towards your hands, forward fold, top of the mat. On an inhale, lift halfway up, nice long spine, knees can have a little bend. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come to stand, reach your arms straight up overhead. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Surya Namaskara A, 3 times with the breath. Here we go. Inhale, get tall, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back to your plank. We pause there. Inhale so you can stretch your chest forward. Exhale, lower to your belly. Elbows hug in. Drop the knees if you need. Cobra as you inhale. Curl the heart up. Keep the neck long. Exhale to lower. Plank or all fours. Inhale. Down dog as you exhale. Take 3 big breaths. On your next exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Feel the low belly lift as well. Exhale to lower. Come to stand, reach the arms out and up, big breath in. Right back down, exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, use the strength of the legs to lift up. Exhale, back to plank. We pause there for the breath. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, lower to your belly. Starting off with cobra. Inhale, curl up. Squeeze the inner elbows towards the ribs. Exhale. Plank or all fours. Inhale. Down dog as you exhale. 3 big breaths. On your exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, big breath in. Exhale, soften back down. Come to stand, inhale, arms stretch up. Last one here, exhale, bow forward. Halfway lift. Back to your plank. Get long, inhale. To your belly, exhale. Cobra as you inhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale to lower. Plank or all fours. Downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. Exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to bow. Come to stand, reach the arms out and up. And as you exhale, just lower your arms straight in front of the shoulders, palm facing the floor. And then from here, find Utkatasana, fierce pose. So bend your knees, sit your hips down and back. Feet together or hip width, your choice. Imagine that I was pushing up on your palms here. Resist me, push down. So that you really feel the shoulder hug down into its socket. And that'll help create a little more length around your neck. And it also distributes work more evenly around the whole shoulder girdle here. So feel that strength right around the armpit as you push your hands down into that imaginary force. Now take an inhale here, lift up through your heart. Exhale, sit your hips a little lower. Again, inhale, can you lift up through the chest? Exhale, sit your hips a little lower. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, sit the hips a little lower. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to a seat. So with the knees bent, grab behind the hamstrings and lift your heart up. We find Navasana with your chest that broad. Float the legs if you'd like. But again, keep trying to lift your low back away from the mat. Right? There's the core work to keep your chest nice and broad, your spine nice and long. Reach the arms wide. Can you find your breath even while bracing your core here to support you? Take 2 more breaths. Stay for the inhale. Low boat as you exhale. Extend the legs, let them hover. Keep your shoulder blades lifted off the mat. Look straight up. Keep the collarbones broad if you need support for your neck. Hands behind the head. Stretch your tailbone towards your heels. From here, we lower all the way flat to the mat. So here's where you might grab a block or something block-like at home. Squeeze it between your palms, reach it straight up towards the ceiling. Now, squeeze your inner legs together, flex your feet, reach forward through the heels, stretch your tailbone towards the heels. Already you'll feel the low belly turn on. Keep that. Start to lower your arms overhead, but try not to let your low back arch away from the mat any more than it already is. So for some of you, you might stop with the arms like 45 degrees lowered. And then for some of you, you might bring the arms all the way down so the thumbs are hovering right above the ground. Roll the pinkies towards one another if you have a block or if you don't. Feel the outer shoulders wrap in. Okay, take an inhale. As you exhale, hover your right leg 3 inches. And then inhale, set it down. Keep stretching your tailbone towards the end of the mat. Exhale, hover the left leg. Inhale, broaden the belly, the low back, set it down. Exhale, lift the right. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift left. Okay, keep going like that. Keep reaching that tailbone towards the heels. So you feel that support around the pelvis, even though the heaviness of the legs is putting a lot of torque into that pelvis low back junction. And then see if you can find some ease somewhere here, right? Maybe you just let the back of the head get heavier on the ground. Maybe you soften the jaw. Maybe you bring the arms up a little higher. So notice where you're overworking, and then see if you can also notice where you're perhaps being a bit lazy, right? Where you're underworking. And for most of us, it's that low belly or that kind of armpit area, that outer shoulder, compared to the chest or the tops of the shoulders. All right, take one more each leg. And then release that block if you've got it. Relax. Hug your knees into your chest. And then start to rock forwards and backwards. And right away, we'll make our way into a forward fold. So you might rock and roll a few times. And with enough momentum, rock right into it. We'll meet there. Once you're there, take a breath. Inhale lifts you halfway up. Exhale to lower. Come to stand. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Keep them there. Exhale, just soften your shoulders away from the ears. Recreate that core engagement you just found lying down, right? So stretch your tailbone towards your heels. Wrap the pinkies towards one another. Feel the lift of the heart, the ease in the neck, right? So the isolated core work that we do in class does serve a greater purpose. It's to help support us as we move through standing poses, so that these accessory muscles in the body, like the ones around the neck, accessory breathing muscles, I should say, aren't clenching all the time. Right? So where can you unclench? Another good question to ask yourself throughout the practice today. Okay, take an inhale here. Exhale, Utkatasana, hands in front of the heart. Take an inhale to lift your heart into your thumbs. And then as you exhale, lift your left foot. Let it hover. Good. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, hover the right foot. Nothing changes except for that right foot floating. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, pluck up the left, right? The low back doesn't change, spine doesn't change. Inhale. Exhale, pluck up the right. Both feet to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, pluck up that left leg. Here's where we change. Warrior 3. Inhale, stretch that left leg back. That right knee can stay bent. Make sure those toes of the left foot point down. And then as that left heel lifts, so does the low belly, right? So your tailbone continues to stretch now towards that left heel. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, see how it feels to tap your left knee to the right. Okay, here we go. Step it back, warrior 2 to reverse warrior. Inhale, reach that right arm high. As you exhale, reach that right arm forward. Feel the low belly draw in, and then either hop that back foot in, maybe hover it, or coming halfway into half moon. And it's really helpful to let your gaze be down to find your drishti, a focal point. Keep your left foot pointing that long edge of the mat. Your right foot pointing towards the top of the mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. And now skandasana, side lunge to the back of the mat as you exhale. Pivot the left toes out. And you might lift the right toes up. All right, so you can be high here like I am, or if you're ready, you can come a lot lower. Take a full breath wherever you're at. Listen carefully. We'll pivot to the back of the mat now and do a crescent lunge. So now your left leg is leading. Your hips are facing that back edge of the mat. The tailbone's heavy, the chest is light. Take a big breath in and a slow breath out. Again, a big inhale. Use your core. Exhale, step your right foot to your left, chair pose. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, lean forward halfway, sweep your hands back by your hips. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Step your left foot back into warrior two. And then inhale, reverse. Skandasana, exhale, bend into that left knee. Crescent lunge, front of the mat, inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale to your plank. Vinyasa as you exhale, so you might find chaturanga, and then up dog with the kneecaps are lifted, or you might stick to that cobra variation, your choice. Take a big breath in, and a slow breath out. One more like that. Take an inhale, then on your exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Sit the hips, reach the arms. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Inhale, lift your heart into your thumbs. Exhale, hover your right foot. And then stretch it back. Inhale, warrior three. Roll those toes towards the floor. Feel out the left side. Feel the low belly lift as well. Take another breath in. Stay here, or as you exhale, tap your right knee to the left. Stretch it back, reverse warrior. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Make sure that left knee tracks over the ankle. And as you exhale, reach that left arm forward. Try to keep the left side of your waist long here. Hop that back foot in a little bit and see if you can find half moon. So you're just tapping into your core strength, tapping into that outer left hip strength. Take another breath in. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Skandasana, bend the right leg, exhale. Crescent lunge to the back, inhale. Pivot on the feet. Exhale, just sit a little lower. Take another big breath in. Utkatasana, chair pose, exhale, left foot meets the right. Inhale, lift the thumbs back in space. Exhale, lean forward halfway, bow. Inhale to reach the arms up. Right foot steps back, warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Skandasana, right leg, exhale. Crescent lunge to the front, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to your plank. Vinyasa or down dog, your choice. Effort and ease, the inhale and the exhale. The steadiness and the softness. Inhale to lift the heels. Exhale to make your way to the top of the mat. Walk or hop. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Sit the hips, stretch the arms. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Take an inhale to broaden the collarbones. Exhale to hover the left foot. Same thing again, warrior three, inhale. Exhale, left knee taps the right. Reverse warrior, inhale, step it back. And then a hover into half moon, really quick, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Skandasana, exhale. Crescent lunge to the back of your mat, inhale. Right away, chair pose and bow, exhale. Inhale to lift the arms. Left foot steps back, warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior. Skandasana, side lunge. Crescent lunge, top of your mat, left foot's forward, inhale. Hands to the mat, exhale. Left foot meets the right, inhale. Vinyasa as you exhale. Inhale to lift the heels. Exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Utkatasana, inhale. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Broaden your chest, inhale. Hover the right foot, exhale. Warrior three, inhale. Tap the knees, exhale. Big push out of that left foot, reverse warrior, inhale. And then ease it into a baby half moon, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Skandasana, exhale, right leg bends. Crescent lunge to the back, inhale. Chair pose and bow, exhale. Lift the chest, inhale. Right leg steps back, warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior. Side lunge, Skandasana. Crescent lunge, front of the mat. Hands to the mat. Inhale to your plank. Vinyasa as you exhale. Take an inhale and an exhale. Same thing again. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, walk or hop. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Utkatasana, inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale, pluck up that left leg. Warrior three, inhale. Tap the knees, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Keep that knee over the ankle. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior again, inhale. Skandasana, exhale. Crescent lunge to the back, big inhale. Chair pose and bow, exhale. Lift the arms, inhale. Left foot steps back, warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Side lunge, Skandasana, exhale. Crescent lunge, inhale. Hands to the mat, exhale. Back to your plank, inhale. Vinyasa as you exhale. Keep moving with your breath. Find ease where you can to help conserve energy. Big breath in, long breath out. Lift the heels, inhale. Exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift. And bow. Utkatasana, inhale. Second side, hands to the heart, pluck up that right leg. Inhale, warrior three, stretch the right leg back. Exhale, tap the knees. Push out of that left foot, reverse warrior, knee stays over the ankle. Lean it forward, half moon. Back to reverse warrior. Side lunge, bend that right leg. Crescent lunge to the back of the mat. Chair pose and bow, exhale. Lift the arms, inhale. Right leg steps back, warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, you got this. Side lunge, right leg, exhale. Sit down nice and low. Crescent lunge, inhale. Pivot on the feet. Hands to the floor. Exhale. Take an inhale in your plank. Vinyasa as you exhale. And then either lie down on your back or drop into child's pose here. And from movement, come right into stillness. And feel that pump of blood throughout all the vessels beneath your skin. You can probably feel it the best right beneath your chest. And then see if you can kind of zoom out from there to take in the whole picture of your physical body. So we find that sharpness of zooming in on one location, and then this softness as we open up our view, right? This softening at the edges. As you linger here for a little longer, just witness your ability to recover, for the heart rate to fall. Chances are its beat is already a bit fainter now. What makes yoga so hard is that it's never just one thing. It's always both things. So feel that complement to all your effort here. And notice if there's any area of the body that is gripping in response to all that effort. We all tend to have our areas that harbor kind of lingering tension, and that can be in the jaw, it can be in the traps, it can be around the sacrum actually. It can even be in the feet or the hands, right? If you've ever practiced yoga, have you ever noticed that all of a sudden you get these like raptor hands doing weird stuff when you're really focused? Right? So just take a quick scan and see if you can encourage those areas to soften now. We're going to come back to that same exact flow and just keep an eye out to see when those areas start participating a little too much. Take another breath here. So you can take some of this ease with you back into the flow. And we'll meet up in downward facing dog from here. Take an inhale to lift the heels. Exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale to fold. Utkatasana, inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale, hover that left foot. Warrior 3, inhale. Tap the knees, exhale. Reverse warrior, big slow inhale. And just a little hop into a baby half moon as you exhale. Again, reverse warrior, re-lengthen that right side. Skandasana, left knee. Sit down nice and low. Crescent lunge to the back, inhale. Notice how your hips already feel different. Exhale, Utkatasana, bow. Arms reach up, inhale. Left leg steps back, warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Skandasana, front of the mat, exhale. Crescent lunge, front of the mat, inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, lower your left forearm so that your elbow is level with your right hand. And what that'll force you to do with your right arm is chaturanga. So bend that right elbow back towards the ribs. Firm up the thighs. If you need to drop the knees, that's fine. Can you push your arms into the mat, but reach your heart forward without letting the hips sag? Now, take a big breath in here. We'll come onto forearm side plank, left side. So you might want to pivot that left forearm in towards the center of your mat a little bit. You can roll so that the knees are stacked in side plank, or you can stretch the legs out straight here. Stretch your tailbone towards your heels, stretch your chest towards the top of the mat. Make sure you're again hugging that left shoulder into its socket, like you're trying to drag your elbow back towards the feet. Take a breath. We'll bring that right forearm down, forearm plank. Forearms can be parallel, or the hands can be more central towards one another. Again, firm up the legs if the knees are lifted. Push your forearms into the floor, reach your heart forward. As you push your elbows down into the mat, try and drag yourself forward on the mat. There's where you get that hug of the shoulder socket. From here, we'll find right forearm side plank, so pivot the heels to the right, reach your left arm up. You can have your feet staggered towards me if you need some more support with your balance. You want to challenge the balance, the stability of that right shoulder. Float the foot, stack the foot. But try to stack that left hip right over the right. And this is your prep, right? This core work is your prep for all the standing poses. So you have this core support to actually help you balance. Okay, take another breath in. From here, we're going to bring that left hand to the ground, level with the right elbow. Now your left arm's in chaturanga, your right arm's in forearm plank. Reach the heart forward. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Side plank, left forearm down. Inhale, reach the right arm up. And then as you exhale, regular plank, right hand comes down. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Vinyasa as you exhale. Inhale. Soften and exhale. Fill up, inhale, lift the heels. Walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Thank God you only have two legs, am I right? Utkatasana, inhale. Second side, exhale, pluck up that right foot. Warrior three, inhale. Tap the knees, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale, left knee stays over the ankle. And then sneak it into half moon. Reverse warrior, inhale. Skandasana, exhale. Crescent lunge to the back, inhale. Utkatasana and bow, exhale. Lift the arms, inhale. Keep the belly engaged though. Right foot steps back, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side lunge to the front. Crescent to the front. Hands to the mat. Step your right foot back. Lower your right forearm down. Elbow level with that left hand. Hug that left elbow in. Reach the heart forward. Firm up the legs or lower the knees. Take a breath. Right forearm plank. Inhale, stretch the left arm up. Roll that left hip to stack over the right. Tailbone stretches back, heart reaches forward. I promise you it's easier if you smile. Stay for the inhale. Forearm plank, left forearm comes down, exhale. Again, reach the heart forward. Hug the elbows back so the shoulders hug into their sockets. Left forearm plank, inhale, right arm reaches up. Can you find that balance between trying and also finding the places that feel easy? What's cool about this practice is that when we come to the mat again and again and practice the same thing over and over, one of these days you'll get that bright flash of experience where the thing, the side plank that once felt insanely hard, all of a sudden feels easy. Okay, right hand down. Your right arm's in chaturanga, your left arm's in forearm plank. And then we find side plank, right hand down. Inhale, reach that left arm high. Keep spinning that right elbow crease towards the top of the mat so you get that hug of the armpit, the back of the shoulder there. Take a big breath in. And then lower that left hand down. Take an inhale. Vinyasa as you exhale, or press right back to your downward dog. And then take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale and sigh out the mouth. Now we're going to move into some poses that you get to hold. So you get the opportunity to really refine them and explore them. Use your breath as that tool for exploration. Use your breath as this perfect symbol of that pairing of opposites. So maybe your inhales help you zoom in and your exhales help you zoom out. Your inhales help you sharpen or engage. Your exhales help you soften or disengage, especially those areas that tend to overwork. Here we go. Inhale, reach the right leg up into the air, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step it between the hands. Warrior two. Just settle. We'll take it into half moon from here. So reach that right arm forward. This time it'll find the floor or your block. Left arm reaches up. Stack that left hip over the right. Right, so with your torso, you're in side plank here. Stretch the tailbone back, stretch your chest forward. And then don't let that left leg just tug on the hips, the low back. Engage that outer left hip, lift the outer left foot. Can you pack that right hip into its socket by lifting the left hip a little higher? Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, come back to your warrior two. Crescent lunge, back of the mat, so your left leg is leading. Inhale. Now as you exhale, come to a single leg balance, so your right knee comes in towards your chest. Grab that right knee with your left hand, and then stretch your right arm towards the back, or I guess front of your mat. But you're twisting to the right, right arm's reaching behind you, hug that right shoulder blade in towards the spine. Get long by pushing your left foot into the floor and lifting up through the crown of your head. And now do all of that and breathe at the same time. If If you want to straighten out that left leg, grab the outer foot, you can. Find your edge. Can you gracefully exit Tadasana, back of the mat, right foot meets the left, arms by your side, palms spin forward. Take an inhale and an exhale. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Moving towards a vinyasa, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, maybe straight back to Chaturanga. Or stop in your plank if you want. Cobra or up dog for your back bend. Just keep the neck long. We'll meet up in downward dog. As you inhale, reach that left leg up nice and high. Exhale, step it forward. Rise to your warrior two. And just feel that perfect balance here between opposites, between effort and ease. If it's too much effort, we miss the whole point. If it's not enough effort, you're just going to cave to gravity and drop onto the mat. Right, so find that balance, that fierceness, and that softness. Take it with you into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Left hand finds the floor or block. Right arm reaches up, right leg lifts up. Try and stack that right hip over the left as you push that left foot into the floor. And then now think about the lifted leg. Keep lifting that outer edge a little higher. Toes point towards that long edge of your mat. See if you can actually roll your chest to point towards the long edge of the mat a little bit more as well. Steady and easeful. Lifted and also really grounded through the strength in that left leg. Right? It's never one thing, it's always both. Take another breath. As you exhale, back to your warrior two. Crescent lunge now to the front of your mat, right leg leads, inhale. Standing balance as you exhale, bring your left knee in towards your chest. So find that core work. Tailbone drops down to help you lift the heart up. Now grab that left knee with your right hand and reach the left arm back. And then breathe. Inhale, zoom in. Where do you find the restriction? Exhale, zoom out. Where could you soften? In this moment, is everything fucked or is everything fine? It's probably a little bit of both, huh? One more breath. Tadasana, top of the mat, graceful exit. Let the palms spin forward so the heart can widen, the chest can widen. Feel your feet spread out onto your mat. Watch yourself settle. One more breath. And then I'll have you step the left foot back into horse stance. So your toes will turn out at 45 degrees. Just make sure that the knees track towards the toes. So you might need to actually change that angle if you find that your knees are caving in, or if it feels pretty easy, just turn your feet out a little wider. Right? So find that sweet spot for yourself. And then from here, we'll see how it feels to bring the left forearm to the left thigh, and then reach the right arm by the ear. Now, as you do this, notice if that right inner knee caves in. Keep lifting the right arch. Take a full belly breath here. And then bring that right elbow to the right thigh. Push your elbows into the thigh. Try and reach your heart forward as you stretch your tailbone back. Take a full belly breath. And then bring your hands to your thighs. Let your shoulders hike up towards the ears as your hips sit down nice and heavy. Full belly breath. Just getting into the hips a little deeper. Straighten the legs. Trikonasana triangle pose to the back of the mat. Turn the left toes out, right toes in a little, like a warrior two stance. Reach that left arm forward. Now your torso's inside plank here, so keep that support as you lower that left hand down, shin blocker floor. We'll reach the right arm by the ear for extended Trikonasana. So wrap the pinky edge side of the hand down, just like you did when we started with that core work and both arms were overhead, right? The pinkies wrap towards one another. Now, push into that left foot. Keep wrapping your outer left hip beneath you. And then push into your back foot, your right foot, through the inner arch. So that your tailbone can stretch back, resting on the support of your legs, and your heart can reach forward. Can you send your breath to that whole right side? Can you stand with yourself perfectly between effort and ease here? Sthira and Sukha. One more inhale. As you exhale, bend that left knee. Bring your hands down to the mat inside the left foot and wiggle that left foot off to the left edge of your mat. So now you're in a wide, low lunge. From here, we'll roll to the outer right foot, step that left foot back a little bit. So now we're in side plank with that left knee as a kickstand. And then from here, you'll lower your right hip to the floor. And now if this is too much on the wrist or the shoulder, you can walk that right hand away from the hip. But you want to make sure that that right leg is nice and long on the mat. So from the foot to the knee to the hip to the shoulder is all on one plane. Let that right shoulder hike up towards your right ear. So you really just lean into the support of the right arm. You can lower to your right arm on the elbow. You gotta just set up something beneath that elbow to support you and kind of give you a little boost. But you can do it like this if you want. And we'll be here for a couple breaths to really get into the whole right side waist, all the connective tissue along that outer right side. You'll miss the stretch if you're leaning too far back, so see how it feels to actually lean forward towards that left foot. And then send your breath through the whole length of your body. From that right armpit all the way down to that right foot. Take another breath. We're going to come into Prasarita from here, which is a wide-legged fold. So you'll kind of push into your hands, pivot on the feet. So now you're in a wide-legged fold, facing the same direction that you were in that horse stance a couple minutes ago. But rather than having your toes turned out, now see how it feels to actually have your toes turned in slightly? Knees can have a little bend so that you can really stretch the sit bones up and then let the crown of your head get nice and heavy. You can choose what you do with the arms. You can grab the outer feet. You can grab the outer elbows. You can grab the base of the neck. You can open up the shoulders with a little clasp behind the back. Just breathe. Take one more breath here. Release a clasp if you've got it. We'll walk towards that right foot. So now low lunge with the right foot framed. And then we'll find pigeon. So wiggle that right foot over to the left edge of your mat as you drop down. If this doesn't work for you, just roll onto your back. Find an outer hip opener that does. And then find that perfectly uncomfortable territory to settle into. So at the beginning of the practice, I told you that yoga wasn't designed just to make you feel good. Yet, ultimately, it does. Through this exploration of polarities. Through this practice of holding contradictory things in both hands. Right? Because ultimately that gets us more comfortable with who we are as humans are walking contradictions. We want to be alone, and yet we want to be seen. We want to feel secure, and yet we also crave freedom. Take these next few breaths to settle into yourself a little bit more. See if you can take residence within your skin more fully. One more breath. And then ease your way out of it. Take a vinyasa if you'd like. From here, step your left foot to the top of the mat, and then just come into horse stance, now facing the right long edge of your mat. So the toes are out, the knees are out. We'll bring that right elbow to the right thigh, and now stretch the left arm by the ear. As you reach that left arm up and over, make sure that left knee doesn't cave in, lift up through the left arch. Find the sticky spots, greet them with your breath. Right, what if we did that in life? Like, we found the sticky parts of our daily lives, the disagreements, the chores, and we greeted them with a nice big breath. Maybe that's how we kind of shift from everything is fucked to everything is fine. One breath at a time. Another inhale and an exhale. Left forearm, left thigh. Reach your chest forward, stretch the tailbone back, full belly breath. Hands to the thighs, straighten the arms, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, full belly breath. And then straighten the legs, Trikonasana to the right, turn the right toes out, left toes in. Hug that outer right hip down as you reach the right arm forward. Find your core. And then right hand to shin blocker floor, left arm will stretch up and over by the ear. Push into that right foot as you hug that outer right hip back. Good. Now drive down through your inner left foot so you can stretch your tailbone back. There's weight there, there's support there, and reach the heart forward so the spine stays really long here. Now, that's a lot of engagement. Where could you actually break the rules and disengage? Where could you try less? Where could you do less? What would that feel like? One more inhale. Bend the right knee as you exhale. Bring your hands inside that right foot. You'll heel toe it off to the right. And then walk it back a little bit as we come to a side plank with this right foot as a kickstand. Just for a second here, take an inhale. And then slowly, gently lower that left hip. Again, you might walk the left hand away from the left hip a little bit. Let that left shoulder shrug up towards the ear, so you're really leaning into that left arm. If you need support, again, you can prop your elbow up on something so your wrist doesn't have to do so much work, or you take some of the stretch away from the left side. Left foot's reaching towards the back of the mat. Foot, knee, hip, shoulder, all on one nice long line. And then again, are you leaning too far back? What happens if you lean forward just a little bit? And then breathe. Getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. I think that's the task at hand right now in life. One more breath. And then moving to your left, you're going to walk it all the way around back into a nice wide forward fold. Again, find a version for your arms that feels good. And then when you get there, let the crown of your head hang heavy. Your brain just rests in the roof of the skull. Take 3 big breaths. Release the clasp if you've got it. Turn towards that left leg and come into pigeon. Work into that perfectly uncomfortable territory, which might be a little different from the right side. So be awake enough to find it first, and then you can work on that softening. And this is a pose in particular where a lot of sensation tends to come up. To me, this is a big pose. And those sensations can be really uncomfortable. So in a very literal sense, you get the opportunity to just sit with what feels uncomfortable. Discern for yourself if it's discomfort or pain. It's the difference between using your elbows to support yourself here or using your elbows to like brace yourself here, right? That's how you can tell if you found the perfectly uncomfortable territory. And use your breath to sit with it. And you might even watch, without trying so much, but just watch how your breath has the ability to transform those sensations. Three more breaths. And then ease your way out, make your way onto your back. And as you get there, we'll come into a back bend, bridge or wheel, your choice. Feet planted flat on the floor. Draw your heels in towards your glutes as much as your knees will allow. Push down into the feet, and then slowly lift your hips away from the floor. Now with the feet pressing down, stretch your tailbone towards the calves. Imagine you could kick your feet away from your shoulders. Stay here for bridge, interlace your fingers behind you if you'd like, or plant your hands next to your shoulders, press up for wheel. Take 3 big breaths. Slowly come back down to the mat. Draw your knees in towards your chest. We'll find a twist. Lower your knees off to the left as you reach your arms into a T shape. 3 big breaths. Let that right shoulder drop heavy. And then come back through center, fire up your core. And then slowly drop those knees off to the right, second side. Last breath in and out. Come back to center. Set yourself up for Shavasana. You might choose to stretch the legs long, bring your arms wide by your side. Whatever's comfortable, whatever allows you to rest here in stillness. Ironically, it's the effort of the practice that allows us to appreciate and notice the moments of ease. Right? Think about any time you've been on a hike, climbed a mountain, and without the struggle of getting to the top, the experience at the top wouldn't have that same richness. So as you drop into your Shavasana here, like imagine you just climbed a frickin' mountain. Because that's what it feels like to try and embody opposites all the time. It's hard. So feel the effort of your practice today. Right? And then picture yourself resting, like laying down on a piece of granite slab at the top of a mountain here, and just letting the sun, the brightness of being up high, beam down on your front side here. Open to receive the benefits of your practice today. I'll leave you in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Thanks so much for press and play with me. From my heart to yours. Namaste.